And we're back. So I ended the last one talking about finding and looking at the source of an issue or a problem or a mistake rather than focusing on the effect. And this, again, is what I find very common among athletes because of what they hear from the coach. Coach, you need to keep your head in. Your head's coming out. You need to keep your head in. Your head's going out. You need to keep your head in. My head is in, gymnast. My head is in. It is in. No, it's not. It's coming out. Really? So, our job is to find the source of the problem, not to point out, okay, yes, we need to point out the issue or like the effect. Oh, you felt that, right? Okay, we don't need to point that out anymore. You clearly know your head was flying out. We know that you know. So we need to immediately go, okay, what causes head to fly out? And I like to start there. I like to start at the cause of the problem first. Because if we can understand and know the cause of the problem, we can then have the power to choose a different route. But if we don't know the cause of the problem, we don't know what action is creating the thing that we don't want, the undesirable result or experience. So you see a kid take a turn, and I ask, what happened? And if they don't take offense to that question, what happened, which is what I'm looking for, just to get to what happened, which is the information. Oh, I was going for my punch and I just over rotated. I missed it a bit because I stood up and piked. I piked down as I stood up and it just missed my angle a bit. Exactly. Okay, so how do we remedy that? Okay, so when I do that, I need to make sure I squeeze or I angle myself a little more out so that I don't have time to bend. I can just boom, get to that angle and get that lift. That's what that question is intended to do in sight. Typically, what happened is, I don't know, either that or, this whole I'm in trouble kind of thing. So we need to get them to understand that there's always cause to an effect. And something always has a source, an origin. And if we can locate the origin or the source of the thing, then we can address how that thing goes or whether it does or not, you know. We become powerful. Think about that. Once we know the cause of something, we're powerful. And I don't mean to separate that as far as I'm powerful in my knowledge and then I try to tumble powerfully. No, you literally become powerful in all senses of the word. Don't they say, don't they say knowledge is power? Okay, knowledge is power. So, the more you know about how something works, you are now empowered to accomplish that, to manipulate it, to do it, to work with it. So we need to find the source. What happened? Head went out. Okay, head went out. What causes head to go out? Oh, if I kick early, then the body gets pulled in this trajectory, and then in order to create this backwards action, I have to like kind of throw back to get any sort of exactly. So what could we do? Oh, I can wait longer with my hollow, come down more, drag, move that shape, drag it through the bottom, creating momentum through the bottom. Because what I do at the bottom, when I invest in the down, when I deliver the load to the ground, it is then released at the top, and I can enjoy the up for free. Meaning I can shape because there's no resistance on my body because I'm weightless. In the air, I can shape my body however I want. with gravity pulling me down, I might need to have a bit more conditioning, a bit more strength in my body. So, if we're constantly toiling with this effect of gravity and constantly trying to get up and over things, it would behoove us to understand how to create, how to generate momentum with our physical body and all that entails, and all that that entails. So, finding the source is the key instead of dwelling and obsessing about the problem and the issue. Of course, that goes to philosophy, and that's the beauty of philosophy. And that's all the more reason not to separate philosophy or life from gymnastics or from the coaching aspect or any endeavor you're doing. Don't separate how you live, how you think, how you operate, what you see, what you're aware of, what you know from what you're doing and what you're attempting to accomplish, because there absolutely is no separation anywhere in this world, in this universe. So to know the initial impetus, what's that that gets things moving, that the quality of that determines the whole experience of this. So the better that we can start, the better that we can continue. Then there's always, I started properly, and then I thought, whew, and then I thought. It's interesting how thoughts confuse action. And I mean that very directly. Thoughts confuse action. And I experienced this directly and consistently, of course, with gymnastics, but more so with when I went to the circus, because in the performance aspect, you're not, yeah, it's high stress because you're nervous because it's like it's a performance. And if somebody says, if there's a group of people you don't know and they're like, hey, kick up to a handstand, you kind of feel this, anyway. I forgot what I was saying. What was I saying?